Hey guys, I am so excited to finally be able to film this video. I could literally jump out of my skin, I could hysterically cry, I could pee my pants, I could scream with excitement because I have collaborated on my very own favorites brush set with Sigma Beauty. I'm mind blown. Let me quickly show you it. This is my little set here. Oh my gosh, I just, look, that's me. Hannah Schroder Favorites brush set with Sigma. I can't even believe it. This is such a full circle moment for me. If you guys don't know the backstory with my relationship with Sigma, let me tell you all about it. So I am actually first and foremost a customer of theirs. So I purchased my very first brush set from Sigma myself over 6 years ago. So I was very much just like a mascara blush type of girl, and I literally just used the little brushes that came in the compacts. And I started watching YouTube, like I discovered makeup videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, and all these girls had like such beautiful makeup brushes, and I wanted to be like a guru. So I decided to treat myself, and Sigma brushes was the brand I went with. I still have that exact set to this day. Not one single brush has had to be binned. They have stood the test of time already. So fast forward to nearly 2 years after I made my first Sigma brushes purchase, little old me decided I wanted to have a beauty makeup related YouTube channel. So I started my channel. I was just sort of plodding along. I was just doing it for fun. Like, I didn't really think anything would come of it. I think I've been at it for nearly a year, and I had about 1,000 subscribers, and I got an email from Sigma wanting to send me PR, and I literally like lost my mind because one, I thought PR was only things that people who had like 1 million subscribers got, and two, it was Sigma, who is someone I purchased from, who I loved. Like, I couldn't get enough of their brushes, and I just lost it. I couldn't believe it. I remember crying when I opened the box. So to have now had this opportunity, little old me, to have this opportunity to collab on my very own favorites brush set is just mind blowing. Like, I can't even handle it. Thank you so much, Sigma, for collabing with me on this set. Let's get into the details of what's in here, why I picked it. I'm going to show you how I achieved this full makeup look using just my set. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let's jump into it. So if you decide to purchase my favorites brush set, this is exactly how it'll arrive. It comes in this little mesh bag, and you've got a little tag on it that says Sigma, and then my little face, hey girl, hey. And inside we actually have 6 products. So we have a makeup sponge, which is a Sigma 3D HD blender, and 5 brushes. So yes, this is a small brush set, but I'm telling you guys, it packs a punch. You can achieve a full face of makeup with this set. I did today. I literally only used my brushes, and this is the makeup look I came up with. So on the little card that comes with my set, we have the breakdown of exactly what is inside. So we have 6 pieces total. We have 3 eye brushes, we have 2 face brushes, and 1 sponge for your face. And this is literally all you need to do a full face of makeup. So I'm going to jump into the tutorial portion and do a voiceover for this part. You will see that obviously everything has multiple uses. So like the sponge we use for 3 different things, the highlighting brush we use for 3 different things, the contour brush we use for 2 different things, and then same with the eye brushes. So I'll get into the voiceover and actually doing the makeup application so you can see the set in action. So guys, I'm still a little bit shook that this is my face on a favorites brush set with Sigma, but here we are. What is life? So I knew the very first thing I had to have in my set was a 3D HD blender. So this is a makeup sponge, and as you guys can see, it has really defined angles, and that's what makes it so amazing and makes it so unique. So I'm going to start off by applying my foundation with this, and I'm just dispensing it directly onto the round side of the sponge. So either use the round side or the very flat bottom side. And I find the biggest difference with this sponge versus competitor sponges is it does not shear out your foundation. So if you're applying a full coverage foundation, it is still going to be full coverage when you use this sponge. Traditionally, people use brushes over sponges to achieve more full coverage bases, but you don't have to worry about that with this sponge. As you guys can see, like from the before and after, full coverage and totally smooth. So next up, we're going to conceal, and I'm just using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I love this sponge for concealer as well because of those angles and because it has that really nice defined point. It makes it so easy to get in around your eyes, especially if you're someone who does your eye makeup first. Like, I don't know how you live without this sponge. You can also use this sponge for cream contour. I will not be cream contouring today, but it works an absolute dream with cream contour as well. And I will show you guys later how I use it for baking. Then next up, I picked an F35 tapered highlighting brush. This is one of the very first Sigma brushes I ever got. In that first set, this was in it, and it is such a great brush. I love it first and foremost to set my under eyes because it has that really nice small tulip shape. It just gets in around your under eyes so seamlessly. So I always use this to set my under eye, to set around my nose, usually around my brows and between them, and also around my chin. So next up, we have the F05 small contour brush. I cannot live without this brush. It is the most perfect size to get in around my cheekbones. So I just like to take one of my favorite bronzers. This is Shady Biz from Fenty, and I just simply tap the brush into the bronzer and then tap it in under my cheekbone. It helps to give you really defined cheekbones without having to do crazy contouring. For me personally, I don't love super harsh contouring on myself. I definitely prefer powders, and with this brush and the right color bronzer, I think it's like the perfect combo. So next up, we're going to do a little bit of baking. So when I kind of want to sharpen up the line of my contour or bronzer, I just take the flat side of the 3D HD blender and I just simply run it along under the bronzer. And as you guys can see, this sponge just helps the powders literally glide onto the skin. Like, you can't fault it. It just straight on, smooth, soft as butter. Like, that's so satisfying to watch. I can't even deal. So if you guys want to set your entire face like this, you can. You can bake under your eyes with it as well because the shape is perfect for that. But I just like to do under my contour, and then I just take my F35 brush, which is that tapered highlighting brush, and I dust it all away. So no need for a big fluffy brush. You can use this to dust away all your baking and stuff as well. So for blush, I'm going to take the F05 small contour brush again. It is like the perfect size and has just the right amount of flexibility to apply the blush straight on the apples of the cheek. And I find using the same brush that I've just used for bronzer for blush helps to blend it a lot more seamlessly as well. It just looks so much more flawless, and it just fits the apples of my cheek so perfectly. So for cheekbone highlight, we are going to take that F35 brush again. That small tulip shape is just so perfect for so many different makeup applications, but it works really well for cheekbone highlight as well. It is just the perfect size to really blend it seamlessly across the cheekbone, and as you guys can see, it doesn't take away from the glow or anything like that. It applies it so perfectly. And then I'm just going back in with some more Tarte Shape Tape, this time just using it in a lighter shade, and I'm just going to use my 3D HD blender again to blend it all out across my eyelid. Once again, it just gets right in around the inner corner of my eye so perfectly, so it really blends out concealer and eye primers and things really well across the lid. And then I'm just going to take that tapered highlighting brush, the F35 brush, once again and just set my eyelids. So there you have it. That is 2 brushes and 1 makeup sponge, and we have achieved a super full coverage base makeup. Like, that's all you need. It's crazy. So next up, we're going to jump straight into eyes, and you guys would already know the E25 is my absolute favorite eyeshadow blending brush. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's not too stiff, it's not too flexible. It is just the most perfect size on my lids. So I use it for everything from my transition shades to my outer V shades. When I'm doing multiple colors, when I'm doing single colors, I literally use it for everything. It is the only blending brush I use. I think I have like 10 of them now. Like, I keep so many E25s in my collection because it's literally the only blending brush I like to use. So I started off with that lighter transition shade, and now I'm using the exact same brush again to go into that darker brown and build up the outer V. And I'm going to dip into a black as well. And I'm doing all this blending with just the one brush. I didn't even use multiples of it. I'm just using the one brush in all 3 shades. You just need to make sure that when you're using the black, you're done with all your brown shades, because once you dip into black, there's no going back. So I'm just popping that on the outer V and blending it through my crease, and I just find this particular eyeshadow brush It's just the best with no matter like what eyeshadow I'm using. It works so well with packing and blending. You know, no matter what your technique is with eyeshadow, this brush just seems to work amazingly with every single technique I use and every single palette I use. So for my lid shades, I love using an E57 firm shader brush. I just feel like this picks up foiled shadows, so pressed foiled shadows, so amazingly and applies it so beautifully all over the lid. I cannot get enough of it. It's like the most perfect shape as well, that it applies enough product in one go, but also helps to really specifically place it, so you can kind of like cut your crease without even having to use concealer and cut the crease that way, if that makes sense. It just applies the shadow so nicely. You could also use this for your lower lash line. You could use it for more precision blending. You could also use it for your brow bone highlight, but I'm actually going to use my smudge brush for that, which I'll show you guys next. So here is the little itty bitty baby. This is the E21 smudge brush. Now this might look like a not so impressive brush, but I'm telling you, it's actually one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes. It is so nice and dense and small and defined, so it works really well to apply your inner corner highlight. Also works great to apply your brow bone highlight. It's just the really most perfect shape to get in around those really tiny, small, precise areas, but it's also incredible for cutting your crease. So I actually use it with concealer. I also use it to deepen up my crease, and then it's also great for your lower lash line, for your upper lash line. Literally, you can use it for so many different things. So once I've got my highlight all applied to my brow bone and to my inner corners, I will go in with my darker shadows. So I just give it a little brush off first, and this brush is just so great to really get in tightly along that lower lash line. So I'm going to apply the dark brown first and just really smudge it along the lower lash line, and then go in with the black. And I also really like to use it to like deepen up my outer V as well. And also when I'm doing a cut crease, I like using it to deepen up the cut crease too. It's just such a good little brush. You can use it for really specific application or actually use it as a smudge brush. It's so handy to have. So there you have it. Those 3 little eye brushes did all that work. That's literally all you need to achieve an eye look like this. They are just my staple must-have eye brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop some liner on and also pop on some lippy, and I'll show you guys the finished look and get into some more details about the brush set. So the only place you'll be able to purchase this set is directly off sigmabeauty.com. I'll have the link in the description box for you. It will retail for $87 US, which is actually a 20% saving versus if you purchase all 6 pieces separately. So it's definitely the most affordable way to go about buying Sigma brushes. Their brushes are not cheap and inexpensive by any means, but it's because they are such incredible quality. They're honestly the best I've ever tried. They even offer a 2-year warranty, so if my testimony isn't reassurance enough, they actually have 2-year warranty on all of their brushes. But I guarantee if you look after your brushes, you will literally buy the set and you'll have it forever. I've already had my first set for over 6 years, and they are as good as my brand new brushes that I opened just today. So they're incredible quality. They are an investment, but they are a great investment when it comes to like your makeup kit. So Sigma does offer worldwide shipping. So if you'd like to see how much it is to your country, all you have to do is add the set to your cart, and then as you're checking out, it'll give you the option to enter your postage address and it'll calculate the shipping cost. You don't have to commit to ordering though. It'll just give you the total, and then you can decide whether or not you want to go through with your purchase or not. They do also offer free international shipping on minimum spends of $150. So if you guys are thinking about going nuts and really stocking up or getting some other products and you'd like some recommendations, just comment below and I will let you know what other brushes are my favorites and also some other gadgets that might be useful to you too. And then they do offer every now and again free shipping weekends, so I would recommend signing up to their mailing list if you haven't already, and then you'll be the first to be notified via email when they have their free shipping weekends. So there you have it, guys. That is my little favorites brush set. I am honestly just so overwhelmed and stoked that I've had the opportunity to do this, and I'm really proud of it. So I hope you guys are excited. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment them below and I'll get back to you. Give this video a thumbs up for me if you enjoyed and if you're excited for me. And thank you so much for watching to the very end. I really appreciate it, and I'll be talking to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.